So yeah, I was just saying that today we're going to do like a welcome call, orientation, so you guys can see the layout of the platform. Just kind of give you more of a breakdown of how the courses are going to be presented and different things for this process. So I'm really excited. This has been like literally like 10 years in the making, and
wow,
I probably have, I don't know, what would you say, 50 or 100 or more, yeah, lots more videos that I've been working on for years that I'm uploading and adding things to, and adding graphics and this and that. So I'm really excited to go through all of that with you guys, and just kind of start this whole training program.
Long journey.
Yeah. So did you guys get the email for the course, like the login? I know, Kimo, you had said that you were watching some of the intro videos. Were you actually on the platform where the modules are?
I went to, it was on the website, the Syncretist website, and I saw some of the videos on there.
Yeah, so he was in it.
Okay, cool. So good. So I guess I'll share my screen.
Yeah, you guys will also get, in case you just need something to always refer back to, I'm going to blast out the welcome email again, and it has links to Telegram group, Facebook group, the direct course, so you don't have to click through anything. Just so if you ever misplace the link, just bookmark that, it'll take you right in. Your username and password are your email address that you use to sign up. You can change your password anytime just with the forgot password link.
Okay, awesome.
So I'll go ahead and share my screen here. You guys can kind of see the modules here on the right, and you'll just click like view this module, and you start here and just go through the different lessons. There's videos and things like that, and it'll say at the bottom like mark as complete. So that's just the welcome module. There is a 1-hour video in there that some of you may have seen. So you'll know when you click it, you'll be like, okay, I've already seen this one or not. And then you'll want to start with this Foundations 1 module. And you can see here that I put some different questions of things that I want you to just to start to keep in mind. And like a little lesson activity and different things like this. Some of the lessons will have like quizzes or different things at the bottom. And we're going to have like a weekly podcast that will also upload into there. And I know that there's a lot of other platforms.
Yeah, it's on everything. So the Telegram group will be the place that's going to have everything, just because I'm not sure what Facebook and everyone else will do within a year content wise. So Telegram is kind of where I'll put it in Facebook to start. We have podcasts in 3 different audio platforms: YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, whatever you guys like watching on. So you can find it everywhere. If you want to do audio only, those will be there too.
Yeah. So we'll be doing a weekly podcast and also a weekly like class. If you ever can't make a live class, that's okay, because again, it's going to be recorded. And if you have questions that you weren't able to ask, you can either email, put it in the Facebook group, just contact one of us, or reach out to me and just say, hey, can you clarify this? I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, and we're going to have like a weekly contemplation, because I want you guys to print your charts. Okay, so if you don't have your chart, or if you don't have it printed, you'll want to have at least your human design chart to start with. You will need your gene keys and your astrology. So if you don't have any of those 3, let me know, and either I can show you how to do it or get it to you. And because we're going to be doing a lot of different exercises and things that take the information that we're going through, so you can apply it to your own chart, even though this course is not about how to read charts. But I want you guys to start learning how to synthesize and use your own codes, so that you know like how to integrate the information that we're providing, and really doing a lot of deep contemplation, so we can all train ourselves how to go into those spaces to access that truth using our own codes with whatever we're presenting like that week. I would urge you guys to do the modules in order. One thing here, I'm going to show you. Can I go back to this? Okay. So yeah, I'm not very tech savvy, but Alex has helped me quite a bit. I have been doing video editing and, he showed me how to put this stuff in here, which is great. But there is on this right-hand side, there's like self-study. I haven't finished uploading everything, but I will. You'll want to go in here and find your authority. I would go ahead and watch this as well. It's like an intro video to authorities. And then I will have the rest of them here as far as you being able to find your own video. You don't necessarily have to watch all of the videos unless you want to, right? On that one, you might be emotional authority, but there's like a splenic video. You don't necessarily have to watch that, but if it's interesting to you, you can. And then also there's going to be like these bonus modules, starting at the bottom here as well, that you don't have to complete in order. So the foundations courses, which there will be more of these added. This is just what I added this week, and there's already probably, I don't know, 15 videos.
Yeah, you got 12 or 15 in there.
So I'm like, okay, don't worry if it's like, okay, there's a lot of content, there's no rush. If all you did was kind of come to the weekly classes, listen to the weekly podcast, and then go through the information that I provide on your own time, that's great, right? Because there may be like many hours of videos that it might take a while to get through. And I'm also putting up different videos and audios of readings that I've done, or like mentor videos that I've done on certain topics, just so you can kind of get a feel of kind of what that looks like. But there's going to be a lot of stuff in there that like you might not understand. Like, I don't know what we're talking about on this part. I might be going into authorities, but then I'm talking to someone who's more advanced. And so I'm going into all this other stuff. If you don't understand that, it's okay. Just kind of like let it simmer. We will be going through in the classes how all of this stuff is laid out. It will take a little bit of time for us to build the foundation of these mechanisms, right? So the first couple classes, we're going to be diving into these macro mechanisms, how the universe is set up, just really labeling all the descriptions from like, this is the wheel, this is the gate, this is the center, so that we have common language, right? And then later on in the course, we're going to be going into individual gates and really contemplating on individual aspects that we'll take with us through the week, so that we can learn about all the 64 angles, the 64 gates, the codes, the codons, all of that, and how they all work together to make that single point of like an archetype, right? So sometimes I might have a tendency to want to like give everything at once. If you know me, that's what I've been doing. So just bear with me, because there's a lot of stuff I want to get into. It's not just going to be human design and gene keys and astrology, even though I want everyone to have a good foundation of how those systems operate. We're going to go into occultism, ancient mysteries, symbolism, conspiracy theories,
the fun stuff.
yeah, health, and different types of things that we can all start to integrate. The Egyptian mysteries, like lots of different things. I'm not going to delve deep into all of those things, but syncretism, right? We want to be well-rounded so that we can start to understand and bridge all the connections with the codes. So also, if there's anything in particular that you're like really interested on, like, hey, let's do a class on this or that. And even if you might think that you have something that you want to add to it, like if you want to jump in and let's do a call and present it to the group, if you're really into like Sonia, breath work and yoga and massage and Ayurveda, as an example. Jessica's really awesome with the gene keys and lots of other stuff too. And Chemo, I know that we would have an awesome conversation on all the conspiracies and just like understanding all this geeky stuff. And one little side note here, Chemo has a lot of similar aspects to me. Like we have very similar aspects. We're completely different, but some very unique and specific things are like exactly the same. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to have calls with him too. And then of course, Alex here.
My job is to ask questions because I'm new to this realm within a year. So I'm with you guys at the foundational level. So I'm going to attempt to reel Danielle in and ask the questions that hopefully other people have just with foundational stuff. And if any of you have done or signed up for the implementation program, you're going to get an email from me specifically with a form to fill out for when class actually starts, just so we can see where you've come from after having the initial reading, working on your own stuff. So be on the lookout for that if you signed up.
Yeah, definitely. And Alex, he's going to bring a lot of like the biological processes, because he's really into health and nutrition and fitness and like how the body works, as well as like habits. And he is a self-projected projector, quad right. And I know that might sound gibberish to some of us, but he is an amazing resource for all the things that he has studied, and just brings like another angle of amazing information. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. And then if there's any technical issues, we put that in the email, right?
Yeah. So the technical, if you have any issues with the course itself, you can reach out in Telegram, just because it's not quite as public, or there is an email in the welcome email you will receive. There is a contact email. It's Syncretist at syncretistsociety.com. I monitor that. So if you have any tech issues, blast that and I'll get to you. The only thing you'd run into is basically just a password reset, or if something's glitching, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about how you can store the information, and as you're learning it, because we're literally delving into like Pandora's box and opening how all these mechanisms operate. So over the years, what I have done, and I'll show you guys here in a second, is I've created a bunch of Google Docs. This is just what worked for me. So when I'm researching or I'm learning something, and I'm going to provide you guys with handouts and like the quizzes and articles, and there's a lot of written stuff as well. But I use Google Docs, and I will show you guys what that looks like for me. It might not work for you, but this is what I did. So I made like a folder here, and I have, these different documents that I have created. So as an example, when I went through authorities, and whenever I learn anything about authorities, and this will probably be more specific for like your chart, you might want to have like a Google Doc for your chart where you take your particular notes. But I like created an outline, and I've done that for lots of the different topics. So that worked for me because I'm a far left, right? So if we're looking at the arrows at the top, there's those 4 arrows, the top right arrow. If it is pointing to the left, then you need to take notes, right? If you do not take notes, it's not going to stick, right? But then, for example, Alex, his is going right? So if your arrow on the top is going right, it's actually better for you just to be present. You could even listen to some of the stuff while you're cleaning or showering or whatever it is.
But paying attention. Yeah,
because it's more peripheral and you don't have to like stay focused on one thing. But kind of try to find a way that works for you. And if you have questions on that, let me know. But we're going to be going through a lot of information. We don't have to remember everything, right? A lot of it's also going to be conceptual, and just changing our paradigms and all of that. But you may want to make a document for your particular chart, and then the weekly contemplations and things like that. I believe the first weekly contemplation may be what is consciousness, right? So light topic, right? So we are going to go through that, because, to be a syncretist and to kind of delve into this, we all need to start asking these questions, and all of us probably already are. But how can we explain that? What can we use to understand that in a way that actually makes sense, right? So yeah, we'll all be extractors of truth together and seeing what we all come up with. And yeah, let me check my notes, see what else I want to talk about here. So the Telegram group and the Facebook group, we'll give you guys the links for that to make sure that you sign into the vault this week. You can start going through some of the videos, right? You guys are basically just going to have a head start. And I might also be sending you guys audios and things through your email. Okay, supplies that you will need. You will need the Gene Keys book if you don't already have it. Like I said, the notes or a Google Doc or something for that. Knowing your learning style. So this week, look at your chart, that top arrow at the right. Is it pointing left or right? If it's pointing left, take the notes. If it's right, just start re-listening to everything more than once and trusting what you're taking in. You might need a physical notebook. I don't really do that anymore because you can't like copy and paste or move or add things in. But you might like to write down the contemplations or do like writing exercises. The point of this, again, is yes, being a syncretist and learning how to use these proper languages, but more so than that, we want to use our own chart to extract our uniqueness, right? So the contemplations are going to help you to start flowing with, what wants to come out of you, right? So praying your charts this week. And again, if you need any of them, let me know. What is it? Okay, yeah, I got that.
If you haven't taken a course in a while, I'm going to put a module up that's going to be immediately available with some habit building resources that I tend to give to all my health coaching clients as well. Very useful if you need the process for daily integration. So if anyone will find that useful, it'll be just a bonus, always available module within the course that might help some people with, if you need to implement something more than just once a week when you have time, if you can chunk out a little piece of your day, that'll be there for you.
Cool. Yep. And then we'll probably do like an ethics video and things like that. But just like with most things that, you get initiated into, or there's like occultism and things like that, kind of want to keep it to yourself for now. Again, this is not for reading charts, even though you'll have a good understanding of all of that. Yeah, so of course we have to be responsible with what we do with the information. And that's it, and like I said, if you guys have anything that you want to add to the course, we're open to that, because the Syncretist Society, it's not just like, oh, soul mapping, there's going to be Alex's stuff. I want to put Sonia up there. I want to put all of you, Jess and her Gene Keys chemo. I think that we could do like come on a podcast.
Right.
Let's all
actually
do that. And that would be great too. We should have some of them on the podcast. And
the goal is to build community.
Yeah.
So there is no constriction. Everyone will focus on what they've had the most mastery with. So I will do there'll be gardening in there. There'll be growing microgreens, nutrition. So it's whatever you feel you can contribute your mastery to. We're going to put it in there just as a large community resource.
Yeah, definitely. And, they can even sell their courses and stuff. And that's kind of the goal, is I want us all to like use this information. Now we can communicate clearly, if I could do that, and have our courses up and just, all of us share between each other. And then like we can bring more people in and, just share our mastery with others. So yeah, I'm really excited. And then there's also a referral program. If you guys know someone that would want to take the course, I will, what is it? 10%.
Yeah.
It's 10% goes to you for referring somebody.